later start today because I had a doctor's appointment before my whole workday started. So I have about 30 minutes to go ahead and get ready, and thankfully I'm working from home today, so I just need to get my makeup done, throw on something else, and get downstairs and get the day started. Yes, right. Okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start with my eye makeup. I decided that I want to use the Pat McGrath Midnight Sun palette. I feel like I haven't really used this one in a while, and I have made the plan to try to use my Pat McGrath palettes more consistently. I feel like I always just use them for like special occasions or something. So I'm going in with her Artistry wand, which I actually enjoy. Oh, am I cutting to the end of it? Look at me using stuff up. It's actually warmer today than I expected. And I just had like a steaming hot cup of coffee, so a little like hot under the collar. All right, what do I want to use? So my tendency, I think, would be to stay over in this corner. You can probably see that I'm being careful with this because sometimes you make a wrong move and one of these bad boys pops out of the little thing. So my tendency is to probably stick over here. So I'm going to try to stick or use this side. Why don't we go with this shade first, and then I think I'll use this one, and this will be blending it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and just have you listening. Watching, not listening. I'm gonna be listening to something. Y'all, give me a break. I'm actually going to be using the BK Beauty 209. This is part of their core collection extension. I just got this yesterday. I ordered it the day that it dropped, the day that it released, and got it really quickly. I know they shipped it out like the day that it released, so that is kind of, I feel like they were just ready and waiting. They were like, you want these brushes? You gonna get these brushes. Oh, let me bring you in just a little bit. Rose, can you please leave me alone? What are you doing? Okay. I'm enjoying this. Rose. Now I'm going to take the 211, which is another extension of the core collection, and I think I'm going to mix this shade along with this shade just for a little bit of deepening of the outer corner, which if you've watched me, you know that I love doing that. When do I not do it? now I'm going to take the 212, again, an extension of the Core Collection, and go in with this brown shade here. I'm going to use that just to diffuse a bit of the shades right above my crease. And for now, I'm going to chill out on the eyes and push you back a little bit, and I'm going to put on my foundation. Let's see, I won't have too long of a day today. Well, let's actually start with primer, because at least I can just pick one of those really quickly. And I'm going to use the Fashion Fair Skin Priming Serum. I bought this a while ago. I don't use it very often, mainly because I don't know that it really does too much for me, but it's a, you know, good enough primer. It's also a bit more moisturizing, and especially with the weather getting a bit colder and drier, I could use a little bit more moisture. Am I almost done with this? Oh, okay, no. With that in mind, I don't want to go too hard on the moisture because then I'm going to get oilier. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to use my Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation, and I have it in the shade 133 Dark. Let me grab a brush. So I'm grabbing this brush, which is the BK Beauty 101, their foundation brush that like everyone loves. I love it too. This is from like the original Core Collection. I'm just putting some foundation on the brush, and then I'm going to pat it on my face and then begin to blend it in. The other day when I was home in Cali, my sister asked why people bring their foundation down their neck. So I realized that not everyone knows. It's like you want your foundation to not have this huge like stark difference from your neck and your face and hopefully the rest of your body, because our you know, our faces are usually a different color from other areas of our body. A lot of it depends on just you personally. Also, like if you're getting sun, if you're protecting yourself from the sun, all of that jazz. So one of the reasons people bring it down is to make sure that everything blends together seamlessly and is the same color, essentially. So there is that foundation, and since I'm using Dose of Colors, I will stick with them for my concealer, if I can find it. It's literally just using the concealer. WTF. Oh. Now I'm only gonna let this dry down for a second because this concealer dries very quickly. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start with my eyebrows, just brushing them out a little bit and going in with a brow pomade from Benefit Cosmetics, and this is in the shade 3.75 Warm Medium Brown. I like to use this just to kind of get my brows going, but overall I prefer a brow pencil. Okay, now I'm stopping because I want to blend out this concealer, and what I'm going to use, I think, is the BK 109. So this is an extension from the Core Collection extension, and you can see that it's very much similarly shaped to the foundation brush as well as to the Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush, which is where... Oh, you know which one else is similar? Is this what is it? multi-powder brush from Anissa Beauty. Very similar. And I want to use this because I want to see how it blends out the concealer. Because I do feel like the Angie Hot and Flashy one, I remember saying it's like pretty small. So this just feels like a bigger version of it, which I like. No, why can't I find that brush though? Where is it? There it is. It's in my little work bag. So here is that Angie Hot and Flashy brush. Here is the Core Collection extension. Here's the foundation brush. And then here is the Anissa Beauty powder brush. So another thing I learned a while ago is that when you are putting your concealer on, it's good to look up as you pat it in, because that smooths things out a bit and you're not necessarily patting concealer into eye wrinkles, under eye wrinkles. Not sure it actually does anything, but just sharing that tip. Okay, I definitely like this to blend out my concealer. I saw Yachty Beauty use this brush to blend out her foundation. And for me, this is good for concealer. I like the bigger brush better for foundation. Now, I've got that. What I want to do now is to go in with some powder. I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder. And I'm using the Core Collection Extension Brush 113. I was really looking forward to this one. It seems like perfect for putting on under eye powder. So doing the same thing of looking up. Okay, I like this one too. And let's see what other brushes we haven't used. Okay, so I'm going to do some bronzing, and I can either use this brush or this brush. This is the 112 and this is the 111. I think these could both be good for blush and bronzer or contour. I think I'm going to use the smaller one for bronzer. And I just want to show you, this is my Lethal Cosmetics bronzer in the shade Zenith, and I have hit pan, and I'm so proud of myself. Oh, I actually like this. Oftentimes I use a bigger brush, but I've been wanting to switch things up a little bit lately. Surprisingly, I like this. Okay, and we need a blush. Why don't we use this brush, the 111 for blush. Give me 1 second. Okay, I have quite a few of my Lethal Cosmetics, I have 4 of my Lethal Cosmetics blushes in here. Let's go with this orangey one here in the middle. I've really been feeling the orange vibes. Or do I want to do that? I do want to do that, but before I do that, I'm actually going to use this blush from Pat McGrath. It is in Paradise Venus. Tapping into that. Feels like that lays on very smoothly. Like that. then I'm going to take this brush, which is the 110, so part of the extension, and I'm going to go into that orange, and I'm going to use it kind of like a highlighter. So we have a bit of like orangey, burgundy-ish going on. Six minutes. All right, we got that. And then the last brush is the 210, and I'm gonna take that. It's like a small defining brush, and I'm gonna go into the mats that I used. Put those on the lower lash line. And that is it. I have 3 minutes to run downstairs, and in between that I'm probably gonna throw on a different shirt. But before I do that, I just do want to say that make sure you're being an ally or trying to be an ally for a lot of our marginalized communities. There's been a lot of anti-Semitic things going on around, even from some celebrities, which I'm just not here for it. No hate is allowed here. So yeah, make sure you're just checking on your friends that these things might be impacting, and try to be an ally as much as you can. Hopefully some of this was helpful. Hopefully you're taking care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Oh, and I forgot to say, I love the brushes.